Hey guys, this set of notes that we're doing today is on density. You need to know that density is a physical property of matter. Next class, we will talk more about physical properties, but for now, just know that density is a physical property. Some common units that you're going to see for density measurements are grams per milliliter for liquids and grams per centimeter cubed for gases or some solids. The equation for density is mass divided by volume. So when you're talking about density, we can always use this little triangle to help us remember how to solve. The line going across means to divide, and the line going up and down means to multiply. So let's say we're looking for density. To find density, you would just do mass divided by volume. Let's say we're looking for volume. That would just be mass divided by density. And finally, if we're looking for mass, all you have to do is multiply density times volume. Why does ice float? So think about this at home as you're watching this video. Think about why ice is going to float. The main answer that I want you to know is because ice is less dense than water. So you can also know that ice is not completely solid, right? Usually it's kind of porous. There might be some air bubbles in the ice. It's not completely solid. Another thing that's interesting about ice is water in its solid form, or ice, is one of the only things that is going to float in its liquid form. So an example would be like if I have liquid gold and I drop a piece of solid gold, it's going to sink. Same thing with copper. If I have liquid copper and I drop solid copper into it, it's going to sink. Ice is kind of special, and it's because of the type of hydrogen bonds that it has, so it actually will float on water. Okay, this YouTube video, this TED Ed video is under your resources on the class website, so if you want to go watch that, it's super interesting. Please go and watch that on your own time. Oops. Okay, so let's do an example. Oh, we went too far. Okay, here we go. A piece of metal has a mass of 13.5 grams and a volume of 5 centimeters cubed. Calculate the density. So we have mass is 13.5 grams, and volume was 5 centimeters cubed. We're looking for density. So density equals mass divided by volume. So all I'm doing is plugging in numbers. 13.5 divided by 5, and that will give you the density. So you can solve that on your own. What's the unit for density in this case? Well, if mass is in grams and volume is in centimeters cubed, density is just grams per centimeter cubed. Okay, see our next example. Oh no. Let me open it back up. So our next example says, what's the volume of a sample that has a mass of 20, a density of 4? So we have mass of 20 grams, density of 4, I think it was grams per milliliter. What is the volume? So if I look at my little triangle, it gives you the equation. We're looking for volume. So mass divided by density will give me the volume. Mass divided by density equals volume. Oh my goodness. Okay. So 20 divided by 4 equals 5. So your volume is 5 milliliters. All right, let's do one more example. Last example, a piece of aluminum is placed in a 25 milliliter graduated cylinder containing 10.5 mils of water. The water level then rises to 13.5. What's the mass if the density is 2.7? So we know density is 2.7. That was grams per milliliter. Okay. And then we know they don't actually give you the volume. They just say you have 10.5 milliliters of water, you drop something in, and it rises to 13.5. So to find the volume, you just need to find the difference in the water level. So the difference would be this, that's 3, right? And we're looking for mass. So if I'm using this little triangle, density times volume will give me the mass. So 2.7 times 3 will give me the mass. Mass is going to be in grams. So y'all can solve that on your own. That is it for today's notes. If you guys have any questions, go watch that TED Ed video on density.